everyone. Welcome to the new section of our web development class. In this section, we'll be talking about DOM. Firstly, what is DOM? DOM is a document object model. It's a programming interface for web documents. It represents the structure of an HTML as a tree-like hierarchy, which each element is treated as an object. Using the DOM, developers can dynamically manipulate the content, structure, and style of the web page using JavaScript. So in this case, make use of DOM to interact with your JavaScript or from your HTML code. If you want your JavaScript to interact with your HTML code, your HTML file, you make use of what? DOM. So DOM works from the body, which is from the document. We have the HTML, we have the head, we have the body, then down to the last part of the HTML closing tag. So that's the tree-like DOM. So in this case, I'll be starting with DOM methods. DOM methods. What are DOM methods? DOM methods allow interaction with and modification of elements. So what are these DOM methods? We have different types of DOM methods. We have get element by ID, get element by class name, get element by tag name, query selector, and query selector. So I'll be explaining each one of these methods one by one and how they interact with your browser. So go with me. Now I created an HTML file. And within the HTML file, I created each one. I gave it an ID of heading, and within it I have hello. I created another p tag. I gave it an ID. I created two p tags. I give them the class name, the same class name of text, and I give it first and second. Then I link my JS file for the DOM. So now let's start. Now I want to do something whereby I already created my hello for h1, but I want to manipulate it by changing its content from hello to any other thing, or I just want to change the background color. Let's go live and let's see the default background color that is having. Okay, it is having black as the default background color. Now let's try something. So now I will come to this place. I want to change the color of my h1. Then I'll do what? I'll declare a variable. Then I'll give it a variable name. I can say heading. Your variable name can be anything. It's not a must. It is what you gave it within your HTML. I can change it. Okay, let me use header equals document. Now I want to use document to get element by ID. Document dot get element by ID. Yeah, it is a method. Don't forget what I mean by method. Then within this method, I want to call the class name, the ID. I give my h1 ID. Then I'll come to this place. I'll pick h1 within a quote. Heading. I give it an ID of heading. So I'm selecting by ID. I'm getting by element from my HTML file using ID. So what does it do? It selects an element by ID. Document does get element by ID. Select an HTML element by its ID. So that was why when we started our HTML and we started when we went to our CSS, I explained. I said ID is a unique word. It's a unique selector. I can decide to give some elements the same class name, but I can just decide to give them a unique ID. So that unique ID is what differentiates it from other class names. That's why, and you also see the difference. You also see the usefulness of the ID within our DOM. I will show you how it works. So now let's move on. Now I want to change the background color. Then I can just do what? Header dot style dot color Then I will assign it to what? To red. Then let's go back and see automatically the color has changed to red. So with the help of my DOM and my JavaScript, I've been able to do what? I've been able to manipulate my H1, my H1. So that's what that's how to make use of an ID. So I want to make use of class by class name. Then let's do let. Selecting by class name. Let, I will use para equals document dot get element by class name. Then I will make use of what? I will make use of test. Then let's try something first. Para dot style dot color equals what? Let's give it blue. And let's see if it will affect it. It is not affecting it. So that's one of the reasons I said ID is a unique what? Is a unique selector that works the way it's supposed to work. That works in a way that you don't take the other side in your class names and style you are taking. So our class selector selects elements with a specific class name, and it returns an HTML collection, a collection of elements, not an array. Then how can we do this? Now we want to style what? We want to style our paragraph. We want to style our class name of test. This class test. Then how do we do it? You have to select it one by one. So I can just come to this place and do something like this. Then I'll put 0. Then automatically it will take effect. So automatically it's taking effect now. So that's how class works. So if I want to change the second one also, I can just decide to just do something again like let. Okay, I already declare para to take everything. Then I will do what? One dot what? Dot font size dot style dot font size equals to what? 50 px. Can you see? Automatically I've been able to do what? I've been able to manipulate my second paragraph tag. So that's that about queries element class and element selector. No, rather class and ID selector. So we have another one again. Which other one? We have by tag name. You can just simply select elements by using their tag name. It selects an element of a specific tag. So now, it also works the same way this is working. Let me just create 2 divs. I will create 2 divs. So within this div, I will give div 1, then this, div 2. So now I want to select it by class name, by tag name. This selecting elements, by ID. This other one selecting element by class, and this other one I want to do now, selecting element by what? By tag. Now I want to select those 2 divs we created. So we didn't give them a class and we didn't give them an ID. So how do we do it? I will do let divs equals what? Document dot get element by what? Tag name. Then what tag am I using? Div. then I'll put my div here. Then within it, outside, I'll do what? I want to like give a background color to my div. Then I'll do what? It's still the same way I'm selecting my class name, I'll select them here also. Then I'll do what? Divs, then is 0 dot style dot what? Background color equals what? I want to give it, let's say, yellow. And let's see, is it working? Okay, it is working. So we've automatically given it a background color, giving our image, our div, a background color. So if you want to style the second one also, it's very simple. You just have to do what? Divs, then this one dot style dot what? Background color equals to what? Copy. And you'll be having it. So that's by selecting elements by what? By tag name. So we have another method again, selecting element in query. It is called query selector. And how does query selector work? Query selector selects the first element matching a CSS selector. It selects what? The first element matching a CSS selector. So what are CSS selector? We have our what? Our div. We have by class name, by ID, and by tag name. So these are the CSS selectors that we have. So now I want to select something. Then I'll do let first equals what? Document. I want to select those texts that we created first. Dot query selector. Query selector, then method. Then what am I selecting? I want to select text. So it is selecting it based on their what? CSS selector. So it will be dot what? Dot text. It won't be ordinary text, just like this one. Dot text. Then I will do what? First dot what? Dot style dot I want to change the font weight. Let's say font weight equals what? Let's give it bold. Can you see? Automatically the font weight has become bold. So if you are not seeing the request, well, let me increase it to like, let me save it as 800. Let's see. Okay, we are still not seeing it. So let me use something we can see. Size. Then I will give it 30 px. So this is automatically it has affected. But now we have another one called query selector all. Query selector all. This one is selecting using what? Query selector. Selector. It only selects the first class selector, the first element matching the CSS selector. So using this another one, query selector, query select for all. So how does this work? Now this selects all elements matching a CSS selector. Whereby, how does this work? Maybe if you are trying to create, what was it called? You are trying to create you are trying to create a calculator now, and within your calculator you created the button, and those buttons, maybe they are having the same background color and they are having the same color, they are having the same class name, and you want them to take some like unique styling or some unique effects. Then I can just do what? Instead of selecting them one by one, I can just do query selector that will just select what? Select everything. Then how do we do that? Then I will just do what? I will just do query selector. I will do what? Okay, or let me use all equals what? Document, document, document dot what? Dot query selector. Then I will put this. So don't forget selecting elements by class selector. Then I will put what? Dot test. Then you know what I want my dot test to do. I will do all dot what? Dot style. Dot what? I want to give them the same background color now. Then I and the same thing. Okay, let's give them background color. Background color. Then equals to what? I want to give it. First, but let's give it green. And let's see if it will affect. It's not affecting it. Not affecting it. Then let's check. Not affecting it. Then let's see if we can change the background for this size, font size. The font size should be, let's say, MPF. This affects. Okay, let's try another one. Let's make use of our li ULLI. So we use query selector of that one. So ULLI. So I will do what? Item 1. Item 1. Then another one li item 2. Then I will come within this place. I want to make use of query selector. Then I will do what? Let items equals document dot what? Dot query document dot query selector all. Then this. So I want to select my li. Then I will use li. Then I will do what? I want to change their color. Then I will do items. Items. And another thing is our query selector works like an array. So in this case, I want to make use of one of our array method, which is dot for each. Then I will do what? Dot for each. Then what? Items. I will give it another class name. Item. Don't forget our arrow function. So automatically it will be item dot what? Dot style. Dot what? Dot color. Let's give it green. And let's see if it will affect it. Can you see it? Automatically it has already affected it. So let's change. Let's see if we can also do some other styling. Okay. Item dot what? Dot style. Okay. Now let's change the listing type that we have. Let's do dot style dot list style. Let's give it none. Don't want any list style. So automatically the list style is not there anymore. So now that's that about our DOM method. So we also have some other ones. We have some other ones called DOM properties. So what does this property do? We have DOM properties. So we have those properties like document.okay. We have properties like document.title, document.body, document.text, URL, domain. All these are just normal titles that select all these normal our basic elements that we have, our basic tag names that we have at default for our what within our HTML syntax. So we have element properties. Okay, now we have element properties. And what does this element properties do? So let's try something. Let's try something here now. Let's try element properties in a way whereby we won't be putting elements, we won't be putting anything within our tag name. Then we will be using it. We will be inserting to what from our JavaScript. Now let's create. Now we have element properties like inner HTML, text content, inner text. These properties allows you to get or change the content inside an element. It allows us to change content inside within an element. So let's start with inner HTML. So now I will just create what? I will create a p tag. I will create a p tag. Then within the p tag, I will just do hello. Then let me make use of both. Then word. So I'm having this now. So I want to select it. Let me give it an ID. I'll give it ID of what? Let's give it ID of, let's say, demo. Okay. Then we want to do what? Element properties. Element properties. And we are starting with what? Element. Okay, inner HTML rather. Inner HTML. So now I will do what? I will do something like let demo equals what? Document. See, we want to get it by ID, abi. Document dot what? Dot get element by ID. Then this. Then don't forget what ID name do we get? We do with ID of demo. So we won't get confused. Let me change this on to X demos. Then I want to now change the inner content of our HTML syntax. Okay, let's check from our console.log. Console.log. Okay, demos dot what? Dot inner HTML. Okay, it is not a method. Then you can see, let's see what we'll be having. Let's see what we'll be having. So can you see we're having content we're having within our hello world. So this is it here. So automatically inner HTML is helping us to do what? To get elements, the elements we're having within our HTML file. So let's do the other one. We have text content. We can change from text content. Text content gets inner HTML gets or sets HTML inside an element. So the other one, text content. Text content gets or sets text inside an element. Ignores the element tags. Ignore the tag name. So let's do something like console.log again. Hello. Then I'll do what? Demos dot what? Dot text content. Then let's see. So it only selects what? The element. So it ignores the elements we're having within what? It ignores the tags. It ignores the tags. And but this first one, it selects both the element and the tag, which is what? The inner HTML. It selects the element and it prints out the tags also. That's why we are saying this p tag here. Select it, but text content we do what? We ignore it. That's why we are saying just hello word within that one without the p tag that we created. And we have the other one, inner text, similar to text content but represent CSS style, e.g. display none and so on. So now let's do console.log demos dot what dot inner text, then let's see, this is it. So it ignores, it's not working the same way others are working. Can you see? It's not starting, it's not even starting from where others are starting. So that's just what they do. So those are the content properties that we have. We also have attribute property. Attribute property, we can just decide to do what? We can just decide to change the attribute of our text. So now let's add an attribute to this one that we created here now, to this tag that we created. We have what? Attribute properties. Attribute properties. So this one is what? Inner HTML, text content. So we have the text content here. Text content. This one is what? Inner text. And we have another one called what? Attribute properties. Attribute properties. So now we want to change the what? The let's give it, let me select link equals what? Document dot what? Dot get element by ID. Okay, let's make use of anchor tag. I will say what? Anchor tag. Then within it, let me just give it visit so we can see it on the browser. So within this place, I will set my href to be what? To be HTTPS. Then this. Okay. Let's say SOAIR Africa or social. So let's give it an ID or link, my link. Let's give it my link. So I'll come to this place. Document dot get element by ID. So what are we getting? My link. So what are we changing now? I want to change the what? I want to change the anchor tag. I want to change the href, the link of that. You know the link we have in here now. The attribute we have here is HTTPS SOAIR Africa. So I want to change it so that I want to change it to let's say Google now. So whenever I click on that link, it just take us to google.com. Then I will do what? I will do link dot what? Dot search attribute. So I'm having, what attribute am I setting? Href. So this is the attribute. Then what am I setting the attribute to? This is the other one, the other parameter. The first parameter is what attribute you know we have a lot of attributes. Anything can be attribute. Our link, we have href attribute, link. We have a lot of attributes according to our HTML syntax. So this is one attribute we want to change within our link tag now. So href. So what am I setting the attribute to? This is it here. So I will do what? HTTPS. Then this /. Then I will say google.com. Then I'll come to this place. Then let's see. Let's do www. So it's navigate. So let's see. So taking us to Google. But we didn't make use of what? We didn't make use of Google at the initial stage. We We didn't make use of Google here. We make use of what? SOAIR Africa. We make use of SOAIR Africa. So, but in our this thing here now, within our HTML JavaScript tag, we've been able to do what? To manipulate it, to set it to what? Google. And whenever we click on that link, it should just take us to google.com. So that's attribute properties. We can change attributes, we can search attributes, then we can remove attributes also. So that's attributes. So we've done style properties that I was using style tag. So this is it. I'll just do text dot style color, then we change the color, font size, change the font size. So I've done style properties. Shader properties the way I have. Okay, so let's move up to the next one. Okay, I think that's all. So now we'll be moving on to the more complex parts, which is what? Which is the part whereby we will be changing some things to whereby we can create an element from what? From our JavaScript, and it will be showing on what? On the browser. And we'll be creating an element from our JavaScript file and not from our HTML file, but it should be interacting to the what? To the browser. So that should be in our next video. Thanks for watching.